What's up, everybody? I got back home this morning after a huge Game 1 victory by the Indiana Pacers in the opening game of the NBA Finals. And honestly, I'm just too pumped to be able to go to bed after working all night. So, gosh darn it, we're going to record a podcast. Now, I mentioned this at the end of the last episode that I was going to be doing just kind of a generic podcast on the world of sports betting, because it has driven a lot of revenue. It's driving what's currently taking place in college football, the NBA, and especially the NFL. So we're going to look a little bit at that today. It's going to be a quicker podcast, but I want to give you just some of the things I found out since I have jumped into this for fun. But yeah, let's have some fun. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go. So let's dive into this, and I'm going to put this out there right up front. This is not betting advice. This is not betting help. I am not a betting expert. What I am going to basically shed light on to you is what I have found out jumping into this, because being in the sports world with a podcast, not knowing about an aspect that is giving and is really driving millions and millions and millions of dollars across the country now, really would have been a disservice, because it's a vital part of what the NFL is doing, what college football is doing, the NBA. There was a ginormous push to legalize sports betting on the apps outside of Vegas. And I hadn't gotten into it. I'm not somebody that wants to get, wrapped up in it. So how did I start? Well, because of wanting to go all in on the podcast, wanting to have a couple little different things, the fantasy sports app we use is Sleeper. And Sleeper has their own prop bet section. It is not picks for games. They don't have money lines, etc. It's prop bets, and their majority of them are different than what you're going to see on FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM Sportsbook, etc. They're their own odds. Now, they gave me $10 free to be able to play around with. Now, Sleeper, you actually have to bet $1 minimum. In regular sports betting, you can bet any amount. Obviously, it's more profitable to bet something substantial, but it's what it is. So I knew I had to get into something real after they gave me that. I had that during the NFL season. Had a lot of fun with it. I was just, playing around, whatever. Playing around with, I would make 10 prop bet parlays, wild things here and wild things there. I was just having fun because it wasn't my money. Well, I got into FanDuel in March Madness. They had the bet 5. If you win, you get $150 in bonus bets. So guess what? That's what I did. I bet 5. I had Alabama beating Robert Morris, which almost turned very ugly for me. First bet could have gone down the drain, and then I probably wouldn't have done anything else. Not gonna lie, I probably would have done nothing else. but Alabama wins, and I get the $150 in bonus bets, and I basically pull my $5 back out. So now I'm playing with basically table money. I'm playing with Monopoly money at this point. And that's how I like to keep it. I do have a plan. There is a plan. I budget everything out. I do have a plan where coming into the NFL season, each week, my Hawks pick 6. I will have money behind each one of those games. And then I will have 5 prop bets a week, my favorite 5 prop bets for that week. And I want to do that because it puts a little bit more legitimacy behind the podcast and what we're doing. I am trying. I'm talking with Sleeper, talking with FanDuel, trying to get the different rights and the sponsorship to be able to have everything on the podcast and be able to use all of them actually in each podcast with everything else. So I'm working on that, and it'll help the podcast, but it also gives me a idea because you've heard me talk about the difference between a sports fan and a fanatic. Well, there's another breed that I've never been a part of, and I've never understood, never dove into, and that's the betting ninja. That's actually what I call them in my Discord server, is betting ninjas. And learning and going through some of that and listening to other podcasts and professionals and just kind of going through some of the motions with money that is not mine has really opened my eyes to what these guys do. Now, a buddy that I have that's been with me for the last 6 years in my organization, one of my best friends, he's my brother, just not related, but couldn't ask for anybody better in support. He is actually in a server where the guy is throwing down thousands of dollars on bets and using AI and using a bunch of different things to be able to play the odds, how to play this bet, how to play that bet. There is a lot involved in this betting side of this world. And it's not the dark side. There are some people that can make decent money, and most will lose. But the ones that win are not the fanatics. And I think that's what I've learned even more. Fans, sports fans, that are willing to keep an open mind have the ability to succeed in a betting area because they are not blinded by personal biasness or what's going on, etc. Now, I am still a homer. Last night, I will tell you straight up, I won. I took the Pacers on 9 points because you have to take all 3 if you're going to do it the way I did it. Pacers were 9.5 point underdogs. I got it at 9.5. Took them to be close to the 9.5. I also took the money line for them to win. And then I took the 230, which is what the point spread for the total points in the game. I took under 230 and the game ended up being 221. So I won all 3 legs of that parlay last night and won a decent amount of change that I am now turning around and putting on the next game. Great part was, none of it was my money. It is now. None of it is my money. So let me explain to you how bonus bets work. When you go and they say, come in, bet 5, win $150 in bonus bets. You do not win $150. Bonus bets are basically in-store credit. When you buy it, you can then sell it and make money off of it. But how do you buy it? Well, you got to get the pick right. So for me, I had to get the Alabama versus Robert Morris round 1 game in the NCAA tournament correct to get the $150 in bonus bets. Now, how can I get that $150 to actually be mine? I win more bets with that $150, which is then mine. It is then converted to my money after winning. But it's free money to bet with until then. And I will be straight up front with you. That was March. We're in June. And it's not technically gone because I made NFL future bets with that money. So I've got like $35 in NFL future bets that I can't cancel, can't do anything else. Either they're going to win or they're going to lose. In the bonus bets, I use the bonus bets to do it. So it's not my money. It's not just sitting out there. But if I win, then it is my money. And for me to you, if you're going to do this, have fun. Where people get in trouble is they don't put the bumpers on the rails. They don't put safeguards, guidelines in place. I have a very strict budget in my house. I'm trying to work towards something. I have a goal by the time I turn 40 of where I want to be. So I am working towards that financially, job-wise, obviously here with the podcast. So I'm not going to get outside of those lanes. I am doing this for fun. I am the guy, and my buddy laughs at me, I am the guy that will bet 10 cents on a bet to win 25 cents. I am that guy. That is 1,000% me. 1,000% me. I'm not throwing down $125 on a bet. Even if I think it's really going to win, I'm not doing it. I have a hard time putting more than $1 on a bet. I enjoy not having the pressure of really winning. This isn't what I do for a living. This is for fun. It is basically engagement with the podcast and with more fans, because there are a lot of fans that do this. And I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. It's a lot of fun to learn how the odds are calculated. Basically what it comes down to, and I will tell you as I've learned through these 3 months, what are my simple rules? The number one rule is the safest bets to make. If you're not just going to do winners and losers, if you're going to try to make some money or want to try to actually make a real bet, don't go more than 3 legs in a parlay. When you log into FanDuel, and last night I won another bet too, because the Ringer has a contract with, or has a partnership with FanDuel, and it was over under SGA making 1.5 threes. I took the over. He made 3 3-pointers. I won that bet too. So everything is about how you want to play everything. If you're going to do a parlay, here's what I do. And this is me. This is not betting advice. This is me. I'm telling you what I do. Because I have fun with it, but I've also learned how to be able to potentially set myself up for success. Because the more that I win with all this free money, the less I have to use potentially out of my budget, which I have set up for the fall, for every week, making those bets that I told you about. The more I win with the free money, the less money I have to spend on those bets. So I make very conservative bets. I have made some big ones, and I have missed it by 1. I have made a couple 8-leg parlays in this NBA playoffs and missed it by 1. In fact, 1 being 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 point. Drives me nuts. That is betting. So for me, what I do most of the time is I stop and I cap the parlays at 3. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you. So there is a bunch of stuff, and there is a lot of different things. But on oddsassist.com, this is where I've been finding out a lot of information. They've got contracts with a lot of the betting mobile app sites. Here's what changes when you go from a 3 to a 4. Okay? 3-leg parlay. The odds that a site is going to give you is basically about 15%. On a 2-leg, they're going to give you about 30%. But on a 4-leg, they're going to give you 7. It's a 7% probability that you're going to win the 4-leg parlay compared to a 15 on a 3-leg parlay. Okay? So, with that being said, I stop at 3 when I'm doing specific bets. So when we do the NFL bets this offseason, or this season, this NFL season, I will be doing them 3 picks at a time. I will not clump 6. Why? Because I can get 3 right. And in the next one, if I only get 2 right, I lose the bet. Now, if I just go individually, you're not making as much money. I like the parlays, so I'll pick my 3 favorite winners of the week, and then the 3 that I may not feel as strongly about, and I'll clump those together. Try to win with this one, hope to win with the other one. My prop bets, those will all be either 2, I'll probably have a 2 and a 3. I don't want to get bigger than that because I have learned I will win the 3-leg parlays more often than I lose. But I have lost almost every 4-leg parlay. Last night, I did a 3-leg parlay with the Pacers. Over-under, as far as point differential, over-under points, and money line. 3-leg parlay, W. That's simple. I will run 3-leg parlays, and I have better success with that. Now, if you run 2, obviously your probability is higher, but you don't have as much odds, so you're not making as much money. When you're playing with when you're playing around with Monopoly money, I have been able to dive into this and learn how the odds works, and I do have some wild ones. Like, I've got a $5 bet that could technically fetch like $1,500 because it's an 8-leg parlay. And if it hits, yeah, I'll be happy because my wife's going to get a really good Christmas present. But the reality is, it probably won't. It'll probably miss by 1. And I'm going to be wishing I did a 4-leg or a 3-leg. That's how this is going to probably work. I know that now. I placed a couple of those bets early on. But for those of you who are wondering, should you get into betting? I'm going to tell you no. Don't get into betting. Play it as if it's a game. So we have so many mobile games on our phone. I have been running an esports organization for 7 years now. It has switched. It is now the official server for the podcast as I am moving away from gaming and fully going into the podcast here. So the gaming will be done and I've moved fully into the podcast. So the server has switched. I owned it for 7 years and I definitely invested into that organization a lot of money. Treat it the same way you would as if you're playing that mobile game on your phone. No matter which one it is. Treat it as if you're playing that game. Treat it as if it's a hobby that you do. Don't let it get outside of the boundaries you set. Play to have fun. Play to have fun. Don't play to try to win a bunch of money. I have a lot of fun because I can put 10 cents on the underdog, which I did this past week. I bet the Colorado Rockies to sweep the Marlins. They were the underdogs every day. The Rockies are the worst team in Major League Baseball. I bet the Rockies money line, which was like plus 400, plus 600. Like, I bet the money line every day. And I only bet 25 cents, but I won each day. Bet 25 cents, win $1. Boom! I'm having fun with it. And I'm looking forward to the NFL season, which is something that I know more. Baseball is really hard to be able to bet because it's very ebb and flow. NBA I've had decent success with. WNBA I've actually been on fire with. Not going to lie. But have fun. For those of you that are wondering, do I want to get into the betting scene? No. No. This is a game. This is a game. You bet $5. If you get one of these deals, bet 5, get $100 in bonus bets, get $150 in bonus bets. Use the free money and have fun. Don't be stupid. Don't spend $75 on a bet, on a wild bet trying to win $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. Don't do that. Have fun. That would be the way I would look at this. Leave the betting to the professionals that have a huge bankroll to back them up. I have been able to now watch a couple of those in some of the places that I've been able to be in now over the last 3 months. It is wild the amount of money that people are okay with losing. Like, I'm not okay with losing. It's more than my house payment a month. And they're losing that in a day. I don't know how. Like, I could not do that. I much rather lose one refill at the gas station. That's what I'm sticking with. I'll lose $1 a day. That $150 in bonus bets will last me 150 days. If I only bet $1 a day, and I will lose all of them, which I haven't. If I were to lose all of them, I'd have 150 days of betting fun, of playing this game. So if you want to get into it, please be smart. Please be smart. Do not get into this to make money, but it is an interesting side of what is, and it's a driving force. The betting scene is a big driving force in what some of the leagues are doing, because the leagues are making money. Like the leagues are making money because they're getting partnerships and they're getting deals with all of these agencies, because the agencies are making more money. So now you got so many partnerships with this, and they make money here, and FanDuel sponsors this, and DraftKings sponsors this, and MGM sponsors this, and Fanatics sponsors this. There's a lot of money now that's thrown around. And it's a driving force. There is actually a bill. There is a few places that have tried to start a bill to actually do away with the college prop bets. Now, I'm slightly okay. I am slightly okay with this one, and here is why. Some bettors, when you've missed it like me, because they'll do an 8-leg parlay and they'll miss one by one rebounder or one point, or they missed it by 5 yards, or whatever it may be. I don't want those guys going after college kids that aren't even going to play this game professionally. Like that's what happens. And I understand their point, and I'm actually slightly behind getting rid of the prop bets for college, not the main Vegas bets, which is winner losers, point spread, money, money line, etc. Those they're not trying to get rid of. They're trying to get rid of the prop bets for college. That I get, fully understand, and I partially support it. I know everybody's like, well, yeah, but betting needs to be open. Not with how brutal some people are, and more people than not. And it's not right to jump on a 19-year-old kid who's not even going to do this for a living. I don't like that. So I'm okay with this bill that has that. If it gets passed, no big deal. I will just bet the winners and losers, which is really all I do now anyway, because college prop bets I hate. But the NFL makes money off the prop bets. I mean, the coin toss was a prop bet. FanDuel had the kick was its own bet between Peyton and Eli. The kick. If you got it right, you got $50 in bonus bets. It's an entire thing. It is a driving force. So for me, I am in it to understand a different side of this. There's always more prisms and more sides to a prism than you realize, and that is why I'm in the betting scene. But I am not betting. I am having a lot of fun watching how the odds change. Watching the way the odds were, and I've mentioned this in the NFL, podcast. The odds when the, odds opened up for next year before the NFL draft for wins, how they changed post NFL draft, and how they've changed even now post free agency, post rookie camp, etc. It is really interesting watching the fluctuation of all the odds and how Vegas plays everything. It's a game. And if you treat it as such, you can have some fun because it is a lot of fun. Winning is fun. Period. No matter what it is, winning is fun. And I am that guy that bets 10 cents, 25 cents on a bet because my money, I'm going to stretch it. And I have fun when I win. The SGA thing to win, make over, 1.5 threes. I threw like 12 cents on it, 153. That's what I did. Not going to lie. That's what I did. I like being right, though. It's also being right. You get to win, plus you get proven right. Your hunch was correct. I just love it. Okay? I just love it. That part, it's a game. It is a game for me. As I move away from mobile gaming, which is what I've been in for the last 7 years, go full-fledged into the podcast and diving deep into what's going on with the money that's driving the sports that we love, this is what I'm learning. And I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. But please, don't get into betting. Use this as something you do for fun. Don't go wild. Don't do anything. Please. But have fun. It can be fun. I will tell you that. It can be fun. And I enjoy it. All right. Definitely a different type of podcast. But really been thinking about doing this for a little while and wanted to share that with you, especially with how everything has played out and the last couple weeks, and especially what happened this past week with some of the wins that I had, and just having a lot of fun. And last night, the Pacers won the game. And then on top of it, I had the SGA bet. Plus I had, I put, the money behind my home team, the Pacers, to be able to win. And you had the 3-leg parlay. It just made it a little bit sweeter. It just, like, it's that extra stamp of validation. When you get a win, you get it right, you're pumped, you're excited. And then you look at your account the next morning and you're like, that was pretty good. That was really cool. That was really good. And that's what it is for me. That's what it is for me. I am not a gambler whatsoever. I am still playing with free money. That's how I'm going to do this. And, set it up to where it's budgeted correctly. So, please be careful, be responsible. Do not get into betting. Do not get into gambling. But if you play the game, because that's what this is, you're playing a game. You're playing a game against Vegas. I've got World Series, World Series of Poker, the app on my phone. I love playing it on my phone. I don't spend any money. I don't have any live poker or anything else. I love playing it because card games are fun. It's what you're doing. Just don't use your own. League of Legends, Fortnite, people spend money on skins and this and that. Whatever you do, don't go outside of those boundaries. Don't go outside those limits. That part I will say is my advice. Be careful, be smart, don't go outside those limits. If you're thinking about getting into it, do not get into betting. This is a game. And you don't spend a bunch of money on a game. You just have a little bit of fun. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out. Make sure to comment down below. I'll get to them. Absolutely. Appreciate each and every one of you. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. And until the next one, for Sports Talk with Hawk, I am Hawk, and I'm out. Take it easy, guys.